Welcome to Friday Night Party Line for May 22nd, 2015. I'm your happy host, Victor Frost, and today on the show we've got a couple of topics and the opportunity for some sage advice. On the show tonight we have Nelson. Hey, Nelson.
Hello.
How's weather treating you over there in New York? Has spring sprung?
It sprang, and then it got super hot, and we passed into summer, and now I think it's fall again. It's a little chilly. I think it's raining now.
It feels like fall over here right now. We've got like overcast. It's like there's not a patch of blue in the sky right now, and it's actually on the cooler side. I will not dare to say it is cold.
No, it's not.
But it is on the cooler side. Speaking of living on the cooler side, hey, Omar.
We don't have cool here. We have rain or no rain. That's all we get.
Sorry,
right now it's rain,
you were
by the
kind
way.
of roboting there for a second. What?
Yeah, I told you my internet was shit today. No, we only have like rain or no rain down here.
Oh, Omar, I was complimenting you. I was saying you are a cool individual.
Oh, that of course I am.
Yeah.
And
So,
of course there's some awkward silence here to prove just how cool I am.
Yes, yes. So for the moment, we are churbaless. We're missing out on our Southern Hemisphere representation. So we're going to move along, and hopefully at some point during the show he'll join us. But for the meantime, let's start off with our first topic. So it is of no surprise to anyone here on this panel, and probably to most of you, kind, wonderful listeners, that machines are slowly taking over a lot of jobs here in the world, such as the nature of automation and efficiency and all that things. And we generally think that creative tasks are beyond the reach of machines, and such humans will always have a safe haven to run in terms of employment and work, but no, dear listener, not so. For today, the first topic is about how an AI, basically, beat a NPR news reporter in writing a news story. It was faster and very, very comprehensive. So, Nelson, being a creator of computer things, does this at all surprise you?
Nope. First thing, well, so let me talk about my biases first. I don't believe in free will. I don't believe that qualia are a special, ineffable thing about the human mind. I think they're just a byproduct of the fact that our brain basically runs simulations of our surrounding environment and other brains and our own brain, so we can, figure shit out. So I don't think that there's anything special about humans necessarily. So I am not surprised at all by this. And as someone who understands the power of generative algorithms, generative algorithms are like fucking magic. Like, they're so in their infancy right now, but 10 years ago we didn't have computers that could do real-time audio-to-audio translations. We didn't have computers that could recognize complex objects in 3D spaces. We didn't have a lot of hard problems in computer science that people are like, oh, only humans can do this. Well, that's wrong. Only humans can drive cars. Well, last week we had our first completely automatic truck on the road in Nevada.
Freightliner.
Yeah. I'm not surprised at all.
Omar, what did you think about? I mean, did you read the two pieces on the bottom of the article? And of course, a link to the article will be included in the description of the podcast and eventually the YouTube video. But reading, did you read the two stories written at the bottom there?
Yes, and having read like a lot of articles written by people from Asia because it's cheaper to hire someone to write those, I can tell you that the first one, I think the one generated by the computer is the first one. It really reads like one of those. Like it doesn't use a natural English maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It just reads a little weird. But it's decent. I mean, you can actually understand what the whole point of the article.
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting there. It's not there yet, but it's getting there.
And what is it
Ooh.
about the second story that would make you believe that it was written by a human?
I don't know.
Well, there's
it just
terms and
flows
phrases.
differently. It has an actual flow.
So here's the thing. Later on in that article, they talk about how the first article is written by the computer, but you
Spoiler.
you can program different tones for the computer to write your article in.
Mm-hmm.
And that article that is dry and very informative, but no nice turns of phrase, is written in the style of an AP press release.
And yep.
And yep, it is 100% that.
Oh man, I hated writing AP formatted articles in my journalism class. It just drove me nuts.
One interesting thing that I found today was a song, an infinite song generator, where you basically you upload a song, and it does some analysis on the song, and then it finds points in the song that are equivalent. And so you play a song, like for example, Daft Punk's "Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger," and it'll start playing the song, and it'll jump between points in the song and never finish the song.
Yeah, but harder, better, faster, stronger is like baby mode.
Yeah, it is baby mode. But you can also do it over,
you can put it on repeat and it sounds.
I listened to
like the
Gangnam
same old
Style
song.
for like an hour.
You know, but at the same time,
Again, that's the same thing. You put it on repeat and it's the same thing.
No, here's the thing. It's not repeat. It's jumping through different points in the song because it knows that
No.
certain things are equivalent.
I get you, but you picked the two most repetitive songs ever written, man.
yeah.
I did, but it
For
also
example-
works.
Well, it doesn't work for a lot of things. Like, for example, there are songs that have, they keep a reliable beat, but they have subtle key changes. Like, for example, I put in, because my mom is a big fan of ABBA, I was demonstrating it for her, and we put in Thank You for the Music.
Mm-hmm.
And there were points where it jumped around, and you can clearly tell that it went from one part of a song to another. Even though the lyrics were the same and it stayed on beat, there were definitely points where you're like, yeah, I see what you did.
Not bad for like a weekend's work, though.
I mean,
No, that's
Pick
the
something
remarkable
like-
thing.
Yeah.
pick something like 46 and 2 by Tool. It has like 3 or 4 beat changes. It's written in like 32 16ths or something like that.
I know, obscure time signatures.
The bass goes. Yeah, the bass goes at a different beat than the drums. Pick something like that and make that work, then I'll be impressed.
Yeah. But and this says something about the top 40 these days. You put in something like Cheerleader by Omi. Not the original one, but the Felix what's his face's remix of it. The one that's always actually played on the radio. And it's just over and over. It's infinite.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what was that video that CGP Grey put out a while back?
Humans need not apply.
Humans need not apply.
I have been showing to basically everyone and scaring the shit out of them.
Yeah.
One of the really cool
But
things.
why is it scary?
Because
Well,
there are. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, and the big thing that is scary for people is that, the obvious thing is, oh, they're gerbs. But there is a more ethereal fear, and
Mhm.
that, there was this Planet Money that came out maybe a few days ago. Yeah, actually, a couple days ago on the 20th. It was the episode called The Last Job, and they went into this fictional story about an age, maybe like 50 or 60 or 100 years in the future, where there is only one job, and that job is maintaining the functionality of the machines that are making life easy. And one of the bits of dialogue in that story is that two characters are talking, and one of them says, "What happened to cats? What do cats do in the wild? Well, they chase mice. What happened when we domesticated cats? They didn't need to chase mice anymore. But they still wanted to chase mice. So we invented things like Mylar on a stick to, lead them around on, and laser pointers and things they could bat around. Things to simulate the activity that is like the driving of their instinct." And they made the point that humans evolved over such a long period of time to be good at doing work, be it hunting and gathering, be it in agriculture, be it construction, things. We are driven to do things, and that's why there are people who will, even if you say, here, stay a month in the Bahamas, they get itchy and they want to do things. Like Nelson, you had
But
such
again,
an experience today.
Yeah, let me clarify what you're saying, because I hope you're not saying that humans have a biological need to work dead-end jobs.
Oh no, I'm not saying we have a need
No.
to work dead end job. We have a need to feel productive.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I mean, the vast majority of the history of Western civilization, that has equated to working.
Right.
And I mean, look at American social policy. Just look at it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There is the built-in assumption that working is good, and if you don't work, you are worthless. That is a hard-coded assumption, as we say in programming.
And it's not even just like work in general. It's a specific kind of work. Working for a company at a job where you get paid an hourly rate. Being an artist, which is technically a kind of work. You are creating things.
Fuck you. Kind of work.
No,
It's
but
a job,
seriously,
dude.
being an artist is a kind of work. You are producing things.
Mhm.
But being an artist is considered not work. When in fact, you have things like professional photographers who do freelance photography and sell their photography. You have things like painters who admittedly don't get, very many commissions these days.
Mhm.
But there are lots of different
Victor-
career paths where artists is a type of work.
Yeah, here's the thing.
I do want to make a question.
Yeah.
I want to ask a question. You're assuming that once the robots get all the jobs, people are not going to be allowed to do whatever they want to do.
Oh,
So
no,
if you're
no,
an
no,
artist
that's
and
not the
you have an
assumption
artist
I'm
body-
making.
Ron,
That's not the
figure it out.
assumption I'm making.
The
I'm
thing is,
just
like-
saying what the
So
Planet
why,
Money folks
why
suppose.
fear?
Well, the
But
problem
then
is
again,
we have
I don't get fear. I mean,
the fear. Well, there's two fears, right? There's the practical fear, which is they're going to take my job, or they're going to take everyone's job. And the problem is we don't have anything set up to handle that situation. And there's ideas like a minimum income or full-scale communism. There are ideas to deal with it, but it's like ideas to deal with global warming, right? We're past the point of no return. We're fucked. We're going to have some measure of, bad shit until we figure out how to live in a society with, if not, post-scarcity, at least not as much scarcity as we have now. And there's the second fear, which is the what is a man fear, which is what happens when we get, computers that mimic people and, things like that. Like
If you let me,
computers,
do I not leak?
yeah, computers kind of threatening the human's special abilities, right? So like, computers that make art, or computers that make music, or computers that make philosophical treatises. I can't fucking say that word.
Treatises?
Yeah, whatever, Humans think we're special. We've always, for a very long time, the vast majority of humans have thought themselves special. And
Well, we are. You can't deny that.
I deny that.
We're all
No,
we're all
we are
special
special
little
because
stuff.
we're the only ones that are doing this kind of stuff right now in this world. That makes us special. That doesn't make us unique.
That makes us special.
and doesn't
on
mean
Earth.
that there's not. Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
We are special.
Yeah, but
in
we're
our understanding of the world and
I
understanding
don't think,
of what we know.
we're not special in a kind of teleological sense. Like humans are
No.
humans are not separate.
We were
from
not created
animals.
to dominate this world. Yes, we're the same thing, but we're special ones. We're different.
We're special now, but we're not special. So there, in Spanish, there's like ser and estar.
Mhm.
We're special in currently, like, but we're not a special thing that will always be special, right?
Oh,
Is
no.
my point.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, right now, I'm just saying we're special. You can't say the human race is not special, because we
Yeah,
are.
we're not special in an abstract sense.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Okay.
there is
And like in a theological kind of way.
exactly, like, there is nothing, hypothetically, there is nothing that the human brain can do that a sufficiently, complex, non-human thinking machine cannot do.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't think like that.
Well,
They think
we
that
don't
people
have
are
those yet.
special, and they're kind of afraid when, neuroscientists and AI kind of people are like, well, we've made a computer that can tell you how you're feeling better than you know how you're feeling yourself.
Also the subject of another Planet Money podcast.
Yeah, an interesting kind of tangential point is in game design, AI creation is a really interesting topic because the goal is not to make, true AI. The goal is to make AI that humans think are realistic because the humans have a lot of are really generous with our pattern matching. Like, I can draw 2 dots and a line, and you think it's a face, or like it says if I make that face animate and talk to you, in your brain you think, oh, this is a thing that has agency, right? We're really generous with our pattern matching and our like intentional projection, and so
To a certain degree.
to a certain degree, of course. And sometimes you hit the uncanny valley, and there's all those things.
Yeah, that's when everything gets fucked up.
Yep. But in a lot of ideas about AI design in video games, the goal is, hey, make an AI that in these situations seems real, right? Like, what's the word when you phrase for when you're reading something and you suspend your disbelief?
There you go.
Yeah. So like the news writing robot doesn't need to write perfect news. It just needs to write news that could plausibly be written by a human. And if you give someone 2 bits of news and just say, hey, here are 2 bits of news, we'll just assume that they're both written by humans, unless it's painfully obvious that one is not.
Right. If the question isn't
It's not
raised,
designed to be the trick.
if the question isn't raised, which one is written by a human, you're looking at these 2 examples. You won't, the thought won't come up. Oh, this one was written by a machine, and this one was written by a human. So.
Yeah, it's actually so a kind of almost a precursor to this kind of crazy news writing is something that I'm sort of thinking about at work, which is using machine learning to make human writers better.
Hmm.
Right? So say you have you're writing an article, and as you're writing the article, it kind of suggests things to you. Like,
Ooh.
oh, you're writing this article about, Forza Motorsports. And, hey, you should link to this other article that's really popular from, our same magazine about Forza. Or like, oh, hey, you misspelled this driver's name. Or, having that kind of, it doesn't have general intelligence, but it knows when you're writing stuff to, the kinds of things that it should suggest to you. And that takes a lot of machine learning, but it helps human writers do better and write faster, which is very important. Or like, hey, are these the three main topics of the thing you're writing? And it can create structured data from like an article. It's so cool.
Like how YouTube
The
does.
only problem I see with that is writers are going to get lazy.
I don't think so.
No, what the thing is that
Well,
writers are going
it
to
already
get
happened with the
cheaper.
internet. That's the problem.
So I have a pet peeve when people talk about the internet, and my pet peeve is kids aren't reading these days. And I read it recently.
No, they're reading, and they're reading a lot.
They're reading so much.
Well,
It's just
they
that
read
they're
all
not
the
reading-
articles, and
It's just that they're not reading what people used to read. They're not
Yeah,
reading.
they're not reading-
lots of books or Time Life magazine or whatever. They're reading, articles online and Instagram.
Reddit.
Reddit.
Yes, it's the same thing. But the problem is then there's no due process like learned. I mean, the same problem is with you don't get references in students' works. You don't get this. My friends who are teachers all have the same complaint, right? Like, what's your reference for this whatever project you presented? Like, I don't know, Wikipedia article, and they don't even go to the actual references in the article. They just reference the Wikipedia article.
You know
And
what?
That's lazy.
Not really.
But here's the thing. That's a failure on the student's part to vet a source.
Yeah.
Not on amount of laziness. What it is that instead of having the path go all the way through, they're truncating it at this presently accessible thing. They're not following the entire path. That's not a laziness. That's probably more attributable to an ignorance onto what the actual process should be.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Before Wikipedia
the problem-
existed,
The problem
people
is
were totally cribbing from encyclopedias.
For real.
Like the
But
lazy.
the problem here is it's happening in journalism as well. I
It's
mean, you
always
have all
happened
these
in
news
journalism,
articles
though.
about proper.
Remember the Maine?
Really? Well, maybe
Remember the
because
Maine?
it's now more accessible. Huh?
It's more accessible, so a lot more people notice it,
I
right?
know about it. Yeah,
Um,
that's probably it. Turbo.
So before we go an incredibly long amount on one topic, I'm going to curtail this and I'm going to say, listeners, please check out the link in the show note. I'm going to link to the article that kicked off this discussion, as well as the link to the Planet Money the show that I referenced a little bit earlier. I'm going to say, take in both of those things and think about what we've talked about. And instead of doing a segue, I'm going to say, hello, Churba.
Hi.
We're going to start the next topic now. So,
Lovely.
yeah. And the good thing is that this ties really well into our previous topic, and I didn't even think about it. McDonald's is going to be opening up a fully robot-staffed location in July in Phoenix, Arizona. It's going to be completely run by robots with just some human handlers to make sure everything is greased and is properly going.
There should be a little asterisk in that title.
Yeah, but you know, it's more catchy to say it's run entirely by robots. So this is good.
Aren't there like Japanese restaurants that already do this?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that this is already a thing in Japan.
Right, but not McDonald's, and Japan is a very different place than America. America is like, oh no.
Well, McDonald's
McDonald's
is the perfect place to start with this.
Of
'Cause,
course.
I mean, the food is just assembly line stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take the fries, the buns, and the burger and change it with car parts, and it's going to be exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you interchange it with car parts, it'd be a really gross burger.
It'd probably be healthier
It
for
would
you.
be an
though.
awesome burger.
I don't think
See,
I've ever
I think-
seen fried spark plugs in a basket before.
Mm.
I think they've missed an opportunity here. They should have opened it somewhere like Silicon Valley instead, because then all of the fucking hoity-toity tech libertarians would fucking go down there just to eat McDonald's.
Mhm.
Like fucking 6 times a week, just because it's staffed by robots, and they could say, "Oh, I went to the restaurant with robots." You fucking Luddites.
Nah, the people working in... You say that, but Luddite is the exact opposite of the people who would do that. But no, I don't think Silicon Valley people do that. They go maybe once, but then they go back to eating their, locally grown, pesticide and herbicide-free butter lettuce burgers. They
You say that, Victor.
Actually,
the
you
part
say
where I
that.
was calling people Luddites was still imitating the Silicon Valley tech bro. So
There's-
Oh, okay.
There's a really good local burger place in San Francisco that does have some butter lettuce burgers. It's real good. It's real good.
It's
Sounds so dumb.
I'm very interested to see, because McDonald's, not a small company, and the fact that they're, with the full knowledge of the worries in the economy of jobs being taken away by one thing or another, whether it's, the foreign immigrants are going to take our jobs, or, oh no, robots are going to take our jobs, I think it's really cool that they're starting it in what is basically the Southwest, right
So,
around Texas.
You are giving them way too much credit for this, Victor. This is like the Google self-driving car. This is just to prove a concept. This is just a sideshow thing. It's not going to be like what they're planning to do.
Oh no, because a spokesperson for McDonald's says that because of the demand for a $15 per hour wage, which is lending legitimacy to what all the conservatives have been saying, the company has been playing with the idea of restaurants run entirely by robots for years and believes that McRobots are the answer. And the manager of that particular location says that these things are great. They get their work done fast and in an orderly manner, and they don't ask for cigarette breaks.
That's true.
Or bathroom breaks.
see, here's a thought.
Oh, shh.
If we get these robots from Japan, will all of the conservatives start complaining about how the robot immigrants are taking their jobs?
Yep.
Next thing they're gonna want, ID papers for the CNC, the robot arm things in factories.
This is gonna get really bad before it gets better, right? This is the only problem with this whole automation thing.
What is?
It's going to get bad before
Well,
it
the
gets
fact
better.
that, yeah, it's going to get really bad before it gets better.
Yep.
Well, here's the question: what is better?
Some form.
Better is going to be when. Well, it's going to be the communist thing that Nelson said before, right? It's going to go to a point where jobs will have no value at all because there's machines doing them. So food and money will have no value to it because, I mean, if every robot's producing everything, you just have to basically wish it and have it for zero cost. There's going to be no human cost in mining stuff or resources. If the robots get so good, they'll probably even be able to recycle whatever the fuck they want. So there's not going to be a price assigned to everything, so everyone will be just the same.
Yeah, so it either becomes either we have two paths, right? In one path, we get universal basic income and health insurance and a more kind of democratic socialist society, and eventually get to the culture, right?
Right.
The other path is we get totally fucked, totally blindsided by the robots, and then we get totally blindsided by global warming, and then it becomes Mad Max.
I'm okay with either of these, really.
I think.
Oh no!
Okay, I think
It-
the third.
it's gonna be the first one with machine overlords at the end. It's a mixture of the two.
I would contend that the culture had machine overlords.
I
They
would. Here's what I'm gonna. Here's what I'm
Meddled.
saying. Like benevolent machine overlords. In other words, machine overlords that are looking out for our best interest because that's how we made them. But along with this society where everything is readily accessible, like yes, you want a burger, you walk up to that vending machine and you will get a fresh hot burger. You're also going to get a revival of the artisanal practices.
Oh,
Saying
yeah.
that, yeah, you're gonna get to think, ah, yes, I can go get a burger from that. I can get the best like veal parmesan from that vending machine right now. But I'm gonna go to this restaurant a few miles from here where they work with small farms to get fresh veal from homegrown cows, and it'll be made the old-fashioned way.
What?
And you know what? That's what
But
people in San Francisco do.
This goes along with what I first told you were assuming. It's not like it's going to be prohibited to do those sort of things, but there's not going to be any monetary worth to them. People are going to do it because they want to do them. Those
Right.
veal farmers will farm their whatever because they want to, not because they need money, but because they want to do it. There's not going to be any need for money. They're just going to be there for people who want it. So it's in the end, it's the same.
I think the day that there's no need for money, the Methuselah that is Newt Gingrich is going to keel over the heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've missed the third path. The third path is basically
Oh.
Wall-E.
Yeah.
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 I mean, the third path is sort of the first path, but we fucked up with global
Yeah.
warming.
It's the worst of both worlds.
Yeah. And the fifth path is, of course, the techno-futuristic feudal state a la Warhammer 40k.
Alternatively,
Yes.
transhumanism
Or
and
also
Foodism
known as
revolution.
the libertarian paradise.
All hail the God Emperor.
So talking about...
Oh, go ahead.
Talking about artisanal butter lettuce, a quick Google search of artisanal butter lettuce San Francisco burger yields... it was locally sourced San Francisco burger butter lettuce, yields 135,000 results, the first of which is from a chain restaurant called Rome, and their mission statement reads thusly: From pasture to plate, Rome Artisanal Burgers offers delicious burgers, sides, shakes, and sodas crafted from fine quality ingredients that have been carefully sourced by a select group of purveyors. And
The
if you
use
use
of
the
the word
discount code
purveyors.
555, you will get 10% off your first month.
The use of the word purveyors says a lot about the place.
The purveyors are actually robots.
Actually, that would be the best.
Artisanal butter lettuce. Sounds
Yeah.
so
Counterfeit
dumb.
stuff. It's mostly made by robots, but then you just get to see the people doing like the finishing touches on it by hand.
Putting a
Oh
little
shit! Wait a minute!
sprig
Wait a minute!
of parsley.
This burger place sounds real good.
Oh man, you'll need to get yourself some Burger Urge. None of this artisanal bullshit. They're just like fucking.
No.
You want a burger? We'll get you a fucking burger.
If you ever come to San Francisco, I will give you a glass of milk that will make you see God.
Isn't that white power milk? The one that's been gargled by pretty young white supremacist ladies.
Strauss.
I don't
Creamery.
have to, get up to any mysterious spouts in like the back of a church, do I? Or
No, you'll just like the best thing about it is you can get it anywhere. Like you can go to Safeway, I don't know, but you can get it like at Trader Joe's or something.
uh-huh.
So it's
You
milk
just
with
go in.
mescaline in it.
It's so good. You know what? It probably does have a little bit of mescaline. It is the Bay Area.
That shit'll make you see God. Don't
Yes.
fucking throw up and yell at a cactus, but
You get your your locally sourced blue bottle coffee, and you
Uh-huh.
put some Strauss Family Creamery milk in it.
Uh-huh.
And you need to find a good sugar man. I
Ah,
don't know where you should get locally sourced artisanal sugar.
from
Nelson.
Queensland, we just call that sugar locally sourced.
Stop, please.
Yeah, for real.
Just
Can
stop,
we
dude.
not?
And who puts sugar on their coffee?
I'm
honestly.
feeling I should be
Whoa,
carrying
whoa,
around
whoa,
an
you need to-
NPR tote bag or something.
A little bit of sugar in the coffee is good. It depends on what kind of coffee though. Espresso, no.
Come on.
If you get like a regular, like a cappuccino or something, a little bit.
So
sugar.
next topic.
Put sugar in instant but an espresso. Perfect.
Oh God. All right. So we've got the we're coming up. It's towards the end of May. A lot of high school students are finishing up their spring semester, their school year.
We're now
some
23
colleges-
days post outdoor fucking.
Some colleges are still doing their finals. And I know we've got some teenage listeners and viewers of the show because Google Analytics tells me so. So why don't we give some advice just to finish off the show, because we got maybe like 5 or 6 minutes left of the show. Why don't we give some quick advice to people who are getting ready for finals? So
Fucking study. Why are you listening to us?
Okay.
You know what?
Study a little bit.
If you didn't study already like the whole year, just fuck it.
Yeah. If you didn't study already, then drop out. But study a little bit, but then go to sleep. Because if you study and then you don't go to sleep, your brain won't work.
Yep. Your brain will broke.
Your brain's broke. Yeah.
I thought that was just a natural product
no,
of the American
my-
education system.
Oh yeah. Eh.
Oh.
If you want to do good in school, just study every single day a little bit, so you don't have to cram everything at the last minute.
Just read.
Doesn't work like that.
Read a little, yeah. Do your studying, and don't load up on like a crap ton of caffeine. It doesn't really help you. Makes things worse. If you're tired, that's your
but it's so
brain's way of
delicious.
saying no more. Your brain can
But
only
also,
do
You're
as
probably
much as your
better
butt
off
can
with
withstand.
a
Yeah, I've heard there's a kind of system that you study at certain times that are supposedly, helps you retain ideas better, but I think it might actually just be bullshit.
Yeah, sounds like bollocks to me. And
There
if you've
is
fucked
where you
everything
take, like,
up to this
power
point,
naps.
go out with a bang.
Power naps. Omar said power naps. That is a good idea.
Actually,
I wish
that
I
is a
could
good
take power
idea.
naps. It takes me a long time to fall asleep, but I really envy people that can take power naps because it sounds
Well,
really fun.
there's like techniques for falling asleep in like a minute flat.
I've never
You just have
fallen
to train.
asleep in less than an hour.
I don't know.
But you
Every
have to
time
train
I've ever
for
taken
it.
a nap in my life, I've woken up with a headache.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's
messed up.
I know people that are like that.
Gazoon tight to
For
Charlotte.
example, if I'm awake after, like, if I get out of bed after 8 a.m., I have a headache as well. I have to be out of bed like at 7.
Really?
Yep.
I am not an early riser. I'm a night owl.
I feel like groggy and moody and have a headache after like 8 a.m. tops. If I
Huh.
stay in bed like for more, it'll be just a shit day.
When do you go to
Even if I
sleep?
went to bed at like 6 a.m.
That's
I usually go to
weird.
bed at like midnight, 1 a.m. Get up at like 5:30 in the morning.
Let's see. Any other good tips for students
uh,
in the study?
don't
Enjoy.
Don't waste time on things that you don't need to waste time on. If you
Yeah.
are okay with a B in a class, do enough work to get the B. Don't be an overachiever because no one cares.
Nope.
Because people will think you're a tool.
It doesn't matter what anybody says.
Unless
Your
you enjoy it.
employer-
Yeah, if you enjoy it, then
Oh, yeah.
feel free. But don't feel like you have to.
Chances are, if you enjoy it, you don't need these tips.
Yeah. Also, permanent records don't exist.
No.
At all. They're. I don't even think they exist when you're in school. I've never seen one. They're like
Nope.
the state of Delaware.
No post-college employer, or even post-high school employer, cares about your transcript. They want to know, graduate, didn't graduate.
No employer, even in high school, cares about your transcript. They're like,
No.
oh, you're in high school, okay. Oh, but I get
Gesundheit.
a 4.0. Oh,
So-
okay.
No one
Yeah.
gives a fuck about that. The only reason you want to do that is if you want to get into law school, medical school, or maybe in engineering. But aside
Depends on
from
what kind of
that,
engineering.
I mean, grades are bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, some engineering.
The
But
whole point.
grades are bullshit, so
Yeah,
don't
the
worry
whole
about it. If
point
you don't
of
want to go into that,
The whole point of the idea of passing and not passing a class is that if you pass the class, you have shown a degree of proficiency which indicates you understand the topic.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Also,
It's
here's
fucking
one specifically for Australian listeners. Basically, you'll be getting your OP at some point in the near future. Or you'll have fucking QCS or whatever the shit is in your state that's the equivalent of an OP here in Queensland. If you want to get into university for a high-demand subject like engineering, computing, medicine, law, things like that, get a good OP. If you don't get a good OP, fucking forget about it. Take a year off. Spend a year fucking wanking and working at McDonald's or some shit. Because after 12 months with no tertiary education after you leave high school, your OP score disappears as if it never existed. That's what you've been working the last 12 years towards. Isn't that lovely to know? Welcome to the real world.
If you're
Well, it's the
prepping
same
for the
here, actually.
SATs, if you're prepping for the SATs, just get one of them big ass books and just work through it, and you'll learn.
And if
just
you fucked
be
everything
smart.
up to this point,
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Be smart.
I mean,
if you fucked everything up to this
most
point,
people that
go
want to
out.
get into those, no, most people that want to get into like law school or medical school or whatever, dude, you already have it. I mean, they're probably already studying their asses off. They don't slack on like schoolwork. And if you do, honestly, I don't want you as a medic. I don't want you to be my doctor. I don't want you to be my lawyer. So in that sense, the system works.
Yep. All right.
Also,
Good
there's no
try.
shame in taking up a trade instead, don't forget.
Oh,
Trades
yeah.
are very respectable positions. You don't have to work fucking 4 years as a shit kicker to learn just the ropes to get started for nothing.
And it doesn't matter if the robots take over. There will always be a need for a home electrician.
Mm.
I mean, until the homes are the robots.
Yes.
But even
Yes.
then, you'll need a home electrician.
Also,
Well, you can get a
Again,
robot
Tony.
electrician. There's going to be one.
most likely eventually.
On a last note, I figured out who my sugar guy is to get my artisanal sugar.
Who's your sugar daddy?
It's
Nelson?
actually really obvious. Sugar in the raw.
Okay.
You know,
What?
the brown sugar packets.
Sure.
They
Yeah,
are
those,
everywhere.
buddy, those are not artisanal. I can get that here in the supermarket.
I know.
You know
but
what?
they're-
I can one-up you. I can get actual sugar cane in the supermarket.
Yeah, dude.
I can produce my own fucking sugar if I want to.
I can't
I know-
produce my own sugar.
I
in-
don't know
in
about
New York.
you, but I know that I can, and I'm pretty sure Omar can too. Go to a local market and just buy fucking sugar cane and just sit there and chew it.
Oh, I can buy sugar cane.
Yes, it's
But it's
delicious.
Fucking up.
Then you can do your own sugar.
That's a lot of work. I just want to hire a robot to make my sugar for me.
You can
Actually,
make a robot.
sugar cane juice is the best.
You can make a robot for it.
You can?
So, before we close the show off, just a quick plug here. Friends of the show, Rim and Emily, and I think Conrad's on that team too.
Yeah, Conrad's on it as well.
Yeah, Conrad's on it as
Technically.
well. Their game company, Date Naito, which specializes in beautifully illustrated visual novels that can run in a web browser, has just released yesterday their game Starfighter Eclipse. It's based on Hamlet Machine's popular webcomic Starfighter Eclipse, and it puts you in control of a sci-fi action adventure. They're not paying us. This is just because they're friends, and they made a great game. So join Abel, Kane, and some sexy new faces on an all-new Starfighter story. It's for adults only, and you can get it at datenaito.com. Link in the show notes.
Yes. Only the finest in white.
So is it Kickstarter right now, or is it?
It was Kickstarted, and now it is out.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. Pretty bitchin'.
And a Kickstarter that actually worked. How amazing!
And one more thing that I want to plug personally, it's a video of a bunch of knives being actuated with like solenoids and stepper motors in what appears to be a museum exhibition playing the song Staying Alive. It's rather surreal to watch, and you should check it out. It'll be about a couple of minutes of your time to see the whole thing. It's pretty neat.
There you go.
Staying alive.
Atomic Trigger War.
Yes.
Google that.
Yes.
Sure.
I don't know the address.
18W9. Sorry. www.simplysyndicated.com/shows/ATW9K.
What Chirpa said.
Yeah.
Yes. The second time, not the first time.
Yeah. Nelson, do you have anything you want to plug?
I have just learned breaking news as of October 21st, 2011.
Uh-huh.
A place called Umami Burger, which is I believe
Oh, that
from
place
LA.
is so good.
Yeah, in 2011 they opened up a store in San Francisco, or a restaurant in San Francisco.
Umami Burger.
So if you're-
so good.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about them.
You go to Umami Burger, you gotta get their fries with the truffle sauce.
Ooh,
Shit
that sounds
is-
good.
Shit is savory as hell. So
So that's my plug.
that Umami Burger. Yes.
Go eat any kind of hamburger. Just go eat a burger. Doesn't
Go-
matter
go
if a
have a
human made it
hamburger.
or a robot
Get
made
a
it.
burger tonight. Burger
Yeah.
tonight. Gotta get a burger tonight.
Actually, you want
If
my
you're
suggestion
vegetarian,
for a
eat a
burger?
veggie burger.
Get your bun, toast the bun a little bit, put a little bit of butter on it because every burger's better with a bit of butter, and then put a little bit of Vegemite on it. It is excellent.
Oh.
You know
Yes,
what?
it is
If
good.
I
I
will-
can't
I will
say anything
try
because I
the-
haven't tasted Vegemite at all.
I will try the Cadbury egg Vegemite thing, and if that is acceptable, I will try this burger
It
monstrosity.
doesn't
Well,
sound
apparently Jimmy
acceptable
Kimmel
at all.
tried. Apparently Jimmy Kimmel tried Vegemite recently. He had
Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, yeah. He had Hugh Jackman teach him how to eat it properly.
Yes, when I say a little bit of Vegemite, I really do mean a little bit. You just want to kind of ghost it over the bread there.
No, you need an ice cream scoop.
It is a very strong flavor.
I actually
It was in a hair
shivered.
on
My
Andrew
entire
Fat.
body just shivered thinking about that.
See, it's that good. Nelson's just shot his bolt over Vegemite.
Alrighty then, folks. Well, thank you to Nelson, Omar, and Churba. Thank you guys. It's been a great show, and we will see you guys next week on Acceptable Vices. We'll see you then. Bye-bye, folks.
I say thank you to Victor's pop filter, which is now returned.
Today's